I'm going to tell you why it's very hard for me to get depressed. And no, this isn't some unshakable mindset thing. It's just a story and experience that I had that allows me to really put things in perspective every time that I get in a position where I feel like things aren't going my way, whatever it is that you tell yourself, okay? And now this isn't me telling you how you need to live your life. It's me telling you how I live my life in a story that's helped me. Maybe it'll help you. Maybe you'll think I'm an asshole. Either way, subjective story that I'm gonna tell. Okay, so there's a member of my family who is in the medical field, and there's two individuals that I remember that both were sick, that I came in contact with throughout my life, that drastically changed my perspective on, you know, being in the moment, being happy, etc. Okay? Now, the first one of these people, both of these people were cancer patients. Both of these people had cancer, and both ended up dying, okay? And the first one, I would say, is a little bit more impactful, and it has to go with, you know, it's not as bad as you think you are. And then the second one has more to do with just do it for you, okay? So when it comes to it's not as bad as you think it is, okay. So the first one is this little girl that I remember at the cancer center at a hospital that I was at. And I remember that it was like getting close to Christmas time, and you know, there was lots of like festivities and stuff like this that were going on. And I remember that there was a little girl there who was about 6 or 7, and she had cancer, and she was not going to make it. And I remember, you know, everyone was asking, you know, the people what they want for Christmas, like, you know, because it was like a pediatric area. And I remember this little girl was sitting there, and I just, like, I'll never forget this picture of this little girl sitting there crying to her parents and saying the only thing she wanted for Christmas was to be alive. And she died of cancer. And she was 6 years old. And I just remember her sitting there screaming, crying to her parents, saying, I want to live, I want to live, I don't want to die. Because all she wanted was for Christmas was to be alive, and she didn't get that, and she died of cancer. And that really put things in perspective for me, because every time that I think that I don't want to do something, or I whatever it is, I literally just think of that girl every single time, because I'm like, the fact that I'm even alive, like, you owe it to that little girl who didn't even get to see 8 years old, who didn't get to have her 8th birthday party or 10th birthday party, or even become a teenager ever, and she died of cancer. You owe it to the kids like that who didn't even get to grow up to be the best version of yourself, because like they didn't even get to live, and people are out here complaining about the rain and the hail, or oh my homework. Like, there's little kids with cancer who will never get to grow up, and you're talking about, oh, my homework, I'm stressed. Bro, imagine not being able to live. Like, that's stressful. You know, you think you got it bad. Like, I mean, it's not, you know, saying that your problems aren't real, but it's like, and here's my shit test. I always say this, like, I want you to imagine any problem you ever had in your life, the biggest problem you could ever have. Maybe it's really bad, but anything that's bothering you in this moment, for most people, I want you to imagine walking up to that little girl who's going to die of cancer and telling her about your problems and hoping that she feels bad. And this is kind of how I am with complaining. Like, if I ever find myself wanting to complain or sigh or whatever it is, like, I'm just like, dude, there's literally kids with cancer right now who are, like, gonna die this year. I imagine going and telling them, oh, I'm stressed. Like, imagine that. Like, it would literally cure most of this bullshit that people have. And it's not, I'm not saying your problems aren't real. I'm just saying perspective helps. A lot of life is perspective. And that's a helpful perspective that I had when it comes to your complaining. Because I guarantee you, if every time you had an issue, you imagine telling it to a little kid with cancer how bad your problems were, your shit would get better real quick. And that's the cold hard truth, because I mean, I don't feel 1% bad for anybody who complains about anything. Whatever. I mean, for real, like, because I've seen a little kid with cancer who died, and that's my baseline for fucking having it rough. So anything that you're gonna say out of your mouth probably is not even half as bad, because there's people going through real shit, death, and the fact that Starbucks is a long line is not important. Like, it's crazy. People get worked up over nothing. It's ridiculous. It literally, like, makes me so upset when I think about it. Okay, that was perspective on don't complain. Next perspective. Do what you want to do. Okay? So, next one is a perspective about a kid I knew who I actually played sports with. And he died of cancer as well. And he had a bunch of medical issues his whole life. And he ended up dying of cancer. And I remember I went to his funeral. And I remember I went to his funeral and there was somebody there that I was supposed to go. And I just remember that we were sitting there in the parking lot, like, you know, waiting to go into the funeral. We were waiting for this person. And they're like, oh, can't go. I had, it was like bowling. We had fucking bowling. Like, oh, bowling. I had bowling. And, like, this is literally a kid who died with cancer. I mean, he was older. He was, like, 20. He was my age. He was, like, my age. And he died of cancer. And I'm like, I sat there for a second. I was like a dude died of cancer. And you had bowling. And you didn't go because you were bowling. Like, when I die, there's going to be somebody that's got bowling. Like, when I die, there's going to be someone who's got bowling, or they got this to do, or something came up. And I'm like, fuck it. Like, those are the people who are, like, hating on you. That's what put it in perspective for me. If I died right now, there would be people who make fun of me that would not come to my funeral. Like, they would, like, not, they'd like pretend they're friends with me, that hate and, like, talk about me, but they would have bowling. They'd have bowling come up. So just do it for you, bro. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like when you actually put in perspective of, like, if you died today, with the people whose opinions you're scared of, would they be coming to your funeral? What would they do? Or would something come up? They wouldn't be able to make it. Oh, I really wanted to. Well, I'm dead. I'm in the coffin. I'm in the dirt, and I'm not alive. And something came up. Like, and these are the people that a lot of times, because those are like, oh, we get this idea that we're scared of whoever it's gonna be, or what they're gonna say. But the people who were afraid of talking about us, we don't want to be friends with them anyway, because those are the people who are gonna have bowling when we die, and they ain't gonna come because they got bowling. So what, like, just do it. Like, and that's my thing. It's like the worst thing that could possibly happen is people talk about you, and let alone people who you don't even want to be friends with talk about you. Like, for real? So that's what I'm, like, you know, those are two really, really great perspectives that I've came and been very helpful for me in my life. There's the little girl with cancer who died, that basically was just like, hey, imagine telling her about any of your problems, or, like, you don't want to do something. Imagine telling her you're tired. Imagine telling her it's too hard. She's dead. Like, she didn't get to live. So, same other guy. Imagine, you know what I mean? There's going to be people when you die who are going to have other shit to do, and the people that are going to have the other shit to do are not the people you want to be hanging around with anyway. So, who cares? Do it for you. And do it like your life depends on it, because at the end of the day, you're gonna die. I'm gonna die, everyone's gonna die, and it's all gonna fade out into nothing. So why don't you just be the best you can right now and just do as much as you can while you're alive, because you're gonna rest for literally eternity when you die, or whatever you believe in. You get reincarnated into a cow or something. I don't know if you're Hindu. I don't even know if that's Hindu or not. Sorry if I offended you. I don't really care. But anyway, hopefully those perspectives be very helpful. Maybe been very, very helpful for me. Maybe it'll be helpful for you. If you would like me to help you with your fitness goals, if you'd like me to help you with your one-to-one fitness coaching, if you would like someone to hold your hand personally from A to B, from start to finish when it comes to your fitness, your success, my offer to you, I will help you lose 20 to 40 pounds in 6 months without strict diets or long workouts. And if you don't get results, I'll give you double your money back. It's a promise. If you'd like to work with me, there's going to be a call to action. Some marketing, blah, 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 is going to be down below. And we are going to kill it together. Use these frames because they're actually, super important to me, and these people have actually made a big impact in my life. And the least you can do for the people that I just spoke about is help their memory live on by using these lessons to actually better yourself and become a better version of yourself and just be better every day, because that's all you can do. That's all you can do is just progress. And, shit's gonna get fucking tough. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. And I'm gonna go on a little bit of a vulnerable tangent here. So you're welcome. But, shit's been tough. Shit's hard. I go through shit. I have really hard days. I'm a very positive person, but there's absolutely been times in my life where I've been very, very not positive. And everyone's like that. But I think everyone that really wants to succeed, I think to have that great success, you need to have a bedrock. You need to have an anchor. Because if you've never experienced, you know what I mean? You talk about yin and yang. I think it's very true. If you want the best, you want to be on one end of the spectrum. To even understand what that end of the spectrum is like, that contrast is, I think, where that purpose comes from. Because if you've been on the other end of the spectrum and you've had no purpose, to find that purpose and have that purpose is the other end of that spectrum. It's the yin and the yang. It comes together, and it's like you've had without and now you have, right? You don't appreciate food until you've been hungry. You don't appreciate water until you've been thirsty. You don't appreciate sleep until you've been tired. You don't appreciate success until you've been a loser, until you've had none, right? So for me, my biggest thing is this is what's required. I always tell myself these things is it's not as bad as you think. You have to go through whatever it is you have to go through. If you're trying to get in shape, you're gonna have to not like how you feel and look to promote change to a certain degree. There's gonna be something that's gonna spark it. Maybe you got into it. I started working out really early, but I was overweight and fat when I was little, and it kind of sparked early for me. So if you want that yang of being incredible physique, looking amazing, there's going to have to be the yin at some point where you're going to have to be I'm sick of this bullshit. I want to look good. And then you're going to have to do something about it. And if you want to do something about it, let's work together. And I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. I'm hoping for you. My goal is to just help as many people as I can, with fitness. Because I really believe that, fitness is a mental unlock. Because if you can get in shape, you can get in amazing shape and love the way that you look, it'll change your freaking life. Because it genuinely, and that's why I like working with people who aren't in the best shape, because that process is transformative. I'm telling you, it's transformative. It's amazing. It does wonders for you. And my goal is to help as many people get into the best shape of their lives, and I do it through coaching, programming, and free content and free resources that I give out for free. Because if I can help the world will help me. Let's go. Let's grind. Let's get it. Let's succeed. Let's get rolling. Let's go. We got stuff to do. We got goals to achieve. We got people to see. We got purpose to believe. And like that. I'll catch you in the next episode. It has been so real. On the deal. Gotta steal. The way you feel. My hat is teal. I'm rooting for you. God bless. Let's go.